I like that coffee. That coffee taste is pretty good. I like that. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Devil platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely afternoon in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I'm coming today with a message, and I'm going to be a little here and a little there. So I'm not going to title this message until I get ready to upload the message. Being so, I'm going to be a little everywhere. Um, uh, I want to come out of Genesis chapter 15 and verse 12 and 13. Genesis chapter 15 and verse 12 and 13. I want you all to understand there is two wheels that is performing in this living that we are living. There's two wheels. There is the will of the creator, and then there's the will of the flesh. We know that the will of the flesh will not overpower the will of the creator. Okay. Now, when I say that, I'm only speaking to he that has an ear to hear, let him hear, because 99.9 don't take heed to the fact that there's two wills being performed here on the earth, and it is the will of the creator, or it's the will of the flesh, which Satan has a hand in. And every time we talk about any situation on the earth, you got to split it up in twos to be really able to identify it. Now, 99 point trillion wouldn't understand what I just said. That's because when you are not a student of the spirit and you are a student of the flesh, you have every right to believe in what flesh has taught you to believe. And I have every right to believe what the spirit, the ruach of the Father has taught me. So we're dealing with those tools. So I want to kind of bring you to a level of where I am taught as far as uh, the will of the Father in the spiritual realm. And I want to touch base in Genesis chapter 15 and verse 12 through 13. I'm going to hold on real tight right there, and then I'm going to go other places. I want to say to you all again, there are two words. One is called the word, and the other is called words. It's impossible for one to master the words. It's impossible to master the words. Now, I ain't gonna say it's impossible. You can master. It is possible that you can master the words, but mastering the words means nothing. It's vain and vast until he that is the word come and abide in you and teach you all things. I like this word thing where it says that he will come and he will teach you all things. So he's not just going to teach you how to behold the evil and the good. He's going to teach you to behold what is right and what is not right, and how to break things down. The teaching that's coming from the Spirit of the Father is the first and the last, meaning you can be down here on the earth and have had four different pastors, three different seers, two watchmen, and many other Hebrew Israelites, or many other apostles and prophets and teachers and priests on the earth. But the key to it is this: When it all said and done, no one shall ever, no matter if you are a learner of the words or if you are a learner of the word, you would never override the word that teach you his will. Okay? See, the word is coming to teach you the will of the unseen Yah. The words is coming to give you an insight of what it's trying to tell you about the word. You see? So therefore, when people get in here and they go out and they get their degree and they scholar and they're scientists or they learn all this stuff, it don't matter what you learn. You will never override he that is taught by the word of he that is of the spirit of the creator. No one can outride the ways of the creators. Will, words, power, nor authority. No one. But this is what you see on the earth. 99.9 is so assured that they got the beginning and the end wrapped. I think about if the creator had to use a strong delusion on individual, it will be different than the strong delusion in which we can understand. Because this strong delusion didn't start on the earth when he had to pour out a strong delusion. Believe it or not, this strong delusion came from a heavenly level. This is the reason why Sister Deborah can run in her lane and wondering what the crap is that in that left lane? What's the crap is that in that right lane? You know, out of being confused with what is that over in this left lane? What is that over in the right lane? You know, the reason why that is because you're running in the lane in which was created for you as a spiritual lane in which a spiritual creator created for you, and you're being interrupted by the one in the left lane and in the right. But being so, he created you the lane before the foundation of the world. You still are not moved from the lane in which he created you, which is in the center. But it does not hinder you from recognizing what's this in this left lane? What's this over in this right lane? Why? Because you keeping your eyes on the focus that's in front of you, that's in the same lane you are in, but he's in front of you. And that is the Most High, Yah, the Creator. Okay? Now, this here, Genesis chapter 15 of Genesis, verse 12 through 13. What I'm learning, and it ain't that I'm learning it, it's just that I'm talking about that lane. I'm running in the center lane, and the lane that has been created for me. And what do I see? I see this trash over in this right lane. I look to the left side, and there go more trash. And I'm like saying, wait a minute, what is all this trash in these lanes that I'm seeing? Don't estimate that this prophetess is not seeing the trash. She actually seeing it. I'm actually seeing it in action, in words, in teaching, in preaching, in so-called ministering, you know, in male and female. I'm seeing it in white. I'm seeing it in melanated. I'm seeing it in Russian, not in Russian, Europeans and China. I'm seeing what I'm seeing, even though I'm in the center lane, staying in line with he that's in the front of my center lane, he that created my lane. So I'm coming from a different, total different, have a direction in which 99 billion are coming from. I'm coming from a level of the will of the word of he that carried all power, that is the beginning and the end, and he the teacher of all things. And that don't mean the teacher of what you want him to teach you. No, he gonna teach you all things. And I learned that 2 days ago when I came up on a scientist. He got like 6 degrees. He writes books. He's a scientist. He's a scholar. He's the type. He's an individual. He's a melanated man. He's an individual. He got to be like 55. He does all the study of Egypt, of Iran, of Turkey, of Africa, of United States, all religion. He studied all of that. And when I heard him speak 2 days ago, I was like confused. I'm like saying, now, wait a minute, Father, he on one end and I'm on the other. Wait a minute, hold up. What's going on? Because I'm wondering things that he was speaking of, how was it that I could understand? And when I say understand is some of it was what I can agree with. Some of it was what I disagree with. But whether I agree or disagree with, why is it Sister Deborah, a prophetess, a female prophetess, can comprehend the words of this man of high, how would I say it, accomplishment in life in doing the study? I'm gonna tell you where he was at. He would tell you exactly what was going on before the things that were created in Genesis. So he goes beyond Genesis for a good 3,000 and 4,000 years before Genesis. I'm just trying to say it like that so you won't be confused. So while he's going up in there, and I'm like saying, bro, you ain't telling nobody nothing. I already knew about that. But then I started to ask myself, how did you know? And I began to feel this thing in a way that, see, I told you I would teach you all things. No, I don't have to teach you at a degree. I don't have to teach you as a scientist, as someone who have traveled all over the world. You can be nowhere. You can be only in your house and only in your state and only in your city. And I can change you up and I can change you down. Because once that spirit of who I am enter in you, I'm going to teach you all things according to my measurement. And I'm like saying, but I'm like listening to him and I'm saying, but Father, I understand what he's saying. It start to get shaky, y'all. I'm understanding this man. And I'm wondering within myself, how is it that I'm understanding what he's saying? Almost putting myself where he has traveled throughout his whole life. With all these degrees and all this scientist and all this scholar and all this everything. He studied the Bible. He studied all this who wrote what before the Bible exists. And way before anything was created, as we know in Genesis, there was another world. Well, I knew that. I knew that as a young girl. I knew something else existed on the earth before Genesis 1 and 1. I knew that, y'all. I knew that. So when he began to talk, and he was talking about a lot of things, and I was like, well, I tried to tell the people probably 4 years ago that in Israel and in Jerusalem today, there is, and I was saying this about 4 years ago, under the ground. What is going down, what's going on under that ground is out of this world. It's a sight to see. And I think I at least did about 8, maybe more videos on the fact that I know that there's something's going on, not in Israel and Jerusalem on the top, but underneath the ground. When this man was covering Egypt to Iran, to Turkey, to Europe, to China, they got tunnels that were built there. They were there first and foremost before Genesis 1 and 1. My whole idea wasn't to know when it was built there. All I know is that the Spirit, through the Spirit, he told me that the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah, here in the four corners don't even understand when they're hooping and hollering about the land as they feel they know it to be. If they only knew what was underneath it and actually what was taking place, they wouldn't want to reside at this day and time in that country nor near that country. Because, see, it's not what they're doing on top in Jerusalem and Israel, it's what they've been doing underneath the ground. And I told you all that probably 4 years ago, and I'm sure I made in between 8 to 12 videos regarding that. So to hear this scholar slash scientist, he probably got more than 6 degrees because he studied the pyramid and what it's made of and all kind of energy and all kind of things like that. But he was a man that I would never ever listen to because I told you all before when I used to see him on there, I said, man, I don't see how anybody can listen to you. You can box your eyes. You can box your eyes. I kept saying that over and over and over. I don't see how anybody can listen to this man because they can box his eyes. I can box his eyes. Boxing his eyes means don't trust him. Okay? So that's why I never listened to him because I could box his eyes. But this particular night, 2 days ago, I was lying in bed and I was going through and I saw his topic. And I said, let me just listen to a little. I ended up listening to an hour and the whole video. And I was fascinated with what he was saying because in me was trying to understand, wait a minute, Father. He knows this. He knows exactly. I knew it through the Ruach. See, the Ruach don't have to come your way and the way the flesh of man say understanding rest or in learning and comprehension and know and facts comes only the way we see it, where we can see and prove it. No, no, no. The spirit of the creator don't come based on what you can see. He teaches basically first and foremost what you cannot see, but yet I'm going to teach you how to believe. I'm going to show you how to believe in the unseen, and then I wrap that bad boy around what you see. But first and foremost, I want to teach you, Deborah, what you cannot see. And then after I have taught you that which you cannot see, I will suffer you to understand the things that can you see and believe. Why? Because what you see and believe, behind what you see and believe is what you see not and not believe. So therefore, with me, I'm going to live and die with the whole idea that he's first and foremost. What is that an example of? Seek ye the kingdom first. The kingdom is never going to be that which a man see it in the natural. The kingdom is always what you see in the spirit. See, a lot of people, 99 point trillion, wouldn't even understand that. The kingdom first, seeking the kingdom first, meaning seeking spirit first, and then let the spirit add on what you need to understand and see thereafter. But see, we didn't do that. 99 point trillion on the earth never done that. They seek only what they can see and believe and what they can hear out of the mouth of men, and they believe based on that. Okay? But when you are an individual that is a servant of this creator, you're going to first and foremost learn how to believe in not what you and believe in what you cannot see first and foremost. And then after you have mastered it through the unseen creator, then therefore he will add on to you to see the things that is natural. That's what he means when he says, seek ye the kingdom first. And that is believing in that which you cannot see, but yet believe. It gives you the power of he that you believe in, but you cannot see. That's power. That's what the world is chasing now. That's what Satan was trying to get in the kingdom. It's the same power that the Father is giving his servant on the earth. It's the same power Satan had been chasing in his first residence. And because he couldn't master it in his first residence, which was in the kingdom, he came to the earth. And this is where he has mastery. Because not we, humans and everything else on earth, not everything, let me not say that. Humans have given him all the power he needs to believe that he's somebody. Just like the people on this devil platform. If people wouldn't be praising them, liking them, subscribing, and supporting them financial, these people wouldn't even be thinking nothing about you. That's the truth of the whole matter. But now they see they have won you over. They don't care what they teach you, how they teach you, what they give you, what they miss. They just shoot it out, and then the flock feed from it. Now, don't think that they don't get something out of it. They get the little check from YouTube, and they get the support from those who feed from whatever they say. So, what are they getting? They're not getting the kingdom. They're getting the earth. So, they're entitled to receive the things that is seen versus the things that is unseen. So, I'm going to take you to Genesis chapter 15 and verse 12. And I like to say again, the King James Bible or the Bible and all the Enoch, all those books has been made up by the hand, okay, of man. And who gave them that authority and the power when Satan also was in the midst to guide them in a way that they can deceive and help him deceive the whole world. Have not you heard that he come down to what? Deceive the whole world. I believe he has mastery without a doubt. I believe he's mastered. Now, I'm going to take you to where when the Creator say to us that are his servants in the spirit, he say, I remember I used to, and I still do it sometimes. I go to myself, but what was this for? What is this about? What is this? What is this about? What is this? What is this about? And he would say to me, Deborah, use what I have invested in you. That's the chastising of an unseen creator. He wants his servant to use what he has invested in us. And what he's saying is, how many times have I spoken unto you regarding spirit by spirit? I have given you the ability to try a spirit by your spirit. You see? Once you're able to try their spirit by your spirit, then it'll tell you who's who and what's what. And that's what he was saying. He said, and then I turned around and gave you the gift of discerning. He said, use those things. You're wanting me to break down everybody that I send your way, or everybody that come before you, and give you some understanding if I sent them to you. With the power of who I am rests within you. Always keep in mind. Try that bad boy by the spirit realm, Deborah. Discern them by the spirit realm. He said, even when he spoke of the fruit 99 trillion is always identified by the people's fleshly action, what they have, what they said. He said, that's not the fruit. The fruit of the spirit, it is of the spirit. So if it's of the spirit, it cannot be seen because it is in a spiritual realm. It's also a part of trying their spirit by the spirit. So a lot of time we thinking that we can master what a person is and what they doing, what they saying. Oh, it ain't right. That person like this. You can't. You're trying to measure me from the outer man, and I done already measured you from the inner. How you like me now? And I like to say that in Genesis 15 and verse 12 and 13, I'm going to take you to a realm of the spirit and bring you back to the realm of the natural. Okay. And again, I like to be speaking to, I'm hoping that I'm speaking to he that has an ear to hear. Not so much as that individual get on this page and they feel that I understand spirit and truth. I got my life. I understand. No, 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 no. That's not how you receive it. That's not how you get it. You see, and that's what people thinking. Since they on the page, they're are entitled to be added in. That's not how the Father have added you in from the foundation of the world. Okay, people have not even recognized that there was a head that was given to the body. We are walking around and not even speaking on the whole overall of the spiritual head. There is a spiritual head that cannot reason with the natural head. And because the spiritual head is not going to reason with the natural head, he lets the natural do what he does best, and that is lead the people that's not in the spirit to the broad gate. To kind of and in the process of it, people on this devil platform do not understand you're not taking people nowhere but to the broad gate. And every last individual that's following you and entering into that broad gate, you yourself are going to be judged. No, you are not. Watch what I'm saying. You're going to be held accountable for leading the mass of people through the broad gate with your words, with your preaching, with your teaching, with your own interpretation, with your wisdom, with your knowledge, and with your understanding, with your emotions and with your feelings. You leading people to the broad gate. And these people don't even know what spirit and truth is. They don't have no light, none whatsoever. They just following the mass, the multitude. But the thing about it is the works that are in the kingdom next to your name, saying you successfully had the multitude to run in the direction of your personal opinion, your feelings, your emotions, your wisdom, your knowledge, and your understanding. How about this? You going before they are, and they coming behind you. So long. See, that's what a lot of them don't understand, because your works is already written in heaven. That's why you are conducting yourself the way that you are conducting yourself here on the earth, because it is the way that you have already opened the door for the mass to go through the broad gate, because you were the one to come down to work that mission for them. You are the one that came down to open the door for them to enter. While you thinking you're doing something great on the earth, the Father said, never will the multitude follow in the direction of that which is righteous. Okay, so let's go to Genesis 15 and verse 12 through 13. Someone brought something to me the other day, I watched it, but I want to kind of cover something regarding what this individual was teaching. I also want to say that man that I saw a couple of days ago, the Father was showing me the level of where He has placed me. You see, in the spiritual lane in which He have created for me. That level. So when He's telling me, Deborah, get in your lane. Let me tell y'all, I already knew what the lane was, but to know the level of that lane, it made me feel really good. Because I'm like saying, but Father, I can understand what He's saying. This man was calling this under the tunnels of the pyramid and saying this is how they orchestrated and brought it to. And I'm saying it before he even speak it. As he's talking, I'm talking. And I'm like, but Father, how is it I know these things? So what it made me realize, I thought that when I was 4, He was grooming me. No, heaven had groomed me already before the foundation of the world. Okay, and this is why a lot of people wouldn't grip what Sister Deborah is saying, because see, I was molded and shaped for this purpose. You know, I was looking at Kate Williams with this, And that's another stealer right there. It's just amazing how we'll get to that as I do this topic. But listening to this man and everything he was saying, and he travels all over the world, you see, and he's a speaker even in Turkey, in Iran, all over, and he's a melanated man, but he's against a lot of things that's in this Bible. He believed that there is a creator, and he believed that this creator have created everything, but he believed his outlook is, let me show you the difference between him and I. He believed that this book, this King James Bibles, the Bibles and all the other books and the books that was added and taken away, he said that before anything of a Bible or any, all the other books, there were information that was telling us everything. And we never got that information. We got what man translated into what they wanted us to believe. You see? So he's saying that there is a understanding beyond this book, because this book is really pretty much been translated so many different ways out of the truth of what things were, and what things were really would identify, the creator. But because they went in and he said they did these thousands of years ago, to where what we have is just copies after copies after copies, as it has been changed so that they can be able to control and have the power. And he even did the study on Catholics. He was talking about people really don't know how powerful the Roman Catholic. And I'm like saying, but see, here I am, a mother of 6 adult children, a woman that says she's a prophetess in the wilderness. I didn't gain the understanding that I have the way that he has gained the understanding that he has. He has learned it through the natural. I have learned it through the spirit. There's a big difference, you guys. Who gave him the ability to know what he knows? Still he that's in the spirit. Why? He's given him the ability to know what he knows based on what he can read and believe, see and believe, read, hear. But he given it to Sister Deborah based on his spirit. That's what I try to teach people. And the reason why, when you hear a scholar, a person that got all these degrees, that has studied all underground, all on top of the earth, and he can speak, he knows how to speak, he know how to come in and pull out, he know how to, he don't argue, he don't fuss, but the way he go about teaching is a form of how he learned how to present himself that way. Okay? Because of all he have learned, the whole countries, all the continents would pay to have him to come break the things down. Now, he's a melanated man. Now, with me, I didn't have to go his route. His ability was still what Yah opened doors so he can understand what he understands. Was it for the purpose of Yah? No, it was for the purpose of the world. Y'all get it? But Yah opened the door for me for the purpose of the spirit. You see? So when I'm sitting there 2 days ago on the bed trying to comprehend it, and the Father wasn't letting me, he refused to let me comprehend it the way that I wanted to comprehend it. I'm like, wait a minute, Father, how is it that I know what he's talking about and I have not been to Egypt? How is it that I understand what's under the pyramids and what's underground here and there? How can I understand that and can touch base with what he's saying? How is it, Father? He said, Deborah, because I taught you through the Spirit. And he was taught and allowed it through the natural. It's just like It's nothing you can create that the Father don't give you the ability. If let's use cloning. You think they knew how to clone? No, they still got the ability from the power of Yah. A lot of us would say Satan. No, no, no. Satan, no, he ain't got no power like that. And you don't see him trying to prove that he does. He just let flesh of men and flesh of women run around here and show up and show out that they are his serpent seed because they are liars. So as I'm listening to this man, I'm just so overwhelmed by the ability to know what he was going to say, what he was saying, and how I agree with what he said, because I was basing it on what the Spirit had taught me. And I'm like, Father, wait a minute. How do he know what I know? And how do I know what he know? And then the Father had to share with me because I taught you through the Spirit. I suffered him to understand it through the natural. That's why he had to read and see it, come and see it and travel and behold it before he's able to believe it and speak it. You see? So while we're out here and we're thinking, because we're on this devil platform and we're gonna like this one and not like this one, it doesn't matter. Heavens already know where you are assigned. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if one has 1,000,000 and Sister Deborah has 2. It doesn't matter. The kingdom know who Deborah is, and the one that has 1,000,000 is. He already know, to the point where he knows that the route to back to him in the spirit is going to be few and narrow. He knows that. But the people on the earth, they think the greater, the better, the more fame, the more recognition. Look at me. Look at me. And look at that one, has no one. But they don't understand. The one that has the least is truly the greatest. And I love that. So let's go into Genesis, which is going to cover my topic today. In Genesis chapter 15 and verse 12 and 13, listen to this. And when the sun was gone down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham. I'm going to say Abraham. Now notice that this has happened before. Who did it happen to? It happened to Adam. When he took a rib, it was said with Adam, when he took a rib out, Adam was in a deep sleep, fell upon Adam. Let me go there to see, was it a deep sleep or was it just a sleep? Let's look and see. In Genesis chapter 2 and verse 21, it says in Genesis chapter 2 and verse 21, and Yah caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. So it was a deep sleep. So when you get to Genesis 15, liken verse 12. And when the sun gone down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham. Watch this. And lo is telling you to look. Check this out. And horror of great darkness fell upon him. So not only was he asleep, but a great horror of darkness fell upon him along with his sleep. I want you all to understand, in the spirit realm, the Spirit was sending a message, not to you, but to me. Not to you, but to me. Not to you, but to me, that this is a spiritual mission. The darkness represent actually what is going to take place in verse 13 in reality. That's what the darkness was on him. He sleep. But he sleep in the vision. In the dream. And the Father is in the dream with Abraham. And the horror of great darkness fell upon him. 99 trillion that are priests, apostles, prophets, prophetess, evangelists, teachers, Maureen, seers, watchmen. They couldn't break that down to you. They can break it down to you as far as what their flesh understanding or their flesh wisdom of what it's saying, or their flesh knowledge of what it's saying, or their flesh understanding of what it's saying. But unless the Spirit has given it to his in spirit and truth, they are the only one that can go into the words and bring out the word. You see what I'm saying? The only one can go into the words and bring out the word are those that have always, since time past, have seek ye the kingdom first. They're seeking the spiritual meaning before they're seeking the flesh understanding. And that's all he asks of us. Seek ye the kingdom. We know that the kingdom is spiritual. When seek the spiritual, and it will lead you to understanding the natural. But what 99 point trillion did, they seek the natural, trying to understand the spiritual. And even to today, 99 point trillion are losing. Okay, so when you see Genesis 15 and 12, the Father is showing us that the horror of great darkness fell upon him because the dream is really bringing him into a realm of understanding where his seed, what's going to happen to his seed. And if we would have seek ye the kingdom for the truth of the whole matter of a people, of a nation, we would have understood Deuteronomy 28 totally different than we have. We understood it to the point where we say in our flesh that we are awakened and we are dead, sleep. As Abraham, he was down. He had to bring his body down. He had just come out of the vision. And now he's going into a deep sleep. But this deep sleep had a horror of great darkness fell upon him. Is to give him a feel that what I'm about to say regarding your seed is not good. It's not pretty. Matter of fact, it's a horror of great darkness. To today, the same seed in which he had spoken to Abraham in this dream, think that it should be the way that they see it in the flesh. It should go according to the way that they perceive it, they accept it, they believe it, and their wisdom of it and their knowledge of it and their understanding. Oh, no, it ain't gonna go no way but the way we say that it is. So if he told Abraham in the dream with a horror of great darkness fell upon him, where are you at today in what he spoke of to Abraham thousands of years regarding you? Why is it that your interpretation has placed you with the mindset that, hey, and I'm going to explain to you why. The mindset of a people is where it's at, out of order, because it never seek ye the spiritual, which is the kingdom, first. So that all other things of the natural could be added into what the spirit has already orchestrated. Okay, so when you get to, wait a minute. So when we get to verse 13, he says, Abraham, know of a surety that the seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them years. Why is it that the Most High told Abraham in a dream, in a vision, one thing in Genesis 15, verse 1? Here he was in the vision. Why did Abraham had to go into the same chapter? Why did Abraham had to switch over to a dream? Why? When it speaks of Genesis 15 and verse 12, it tells you he went into a deep sleep. Okay, but in Genesis 15, it says, let me tell you where it says. In Genesis 15 and verse 1, after these things, the word of Yah came unto Abraham in a vision. What was the difference between the vision and the dream? He separated the vision from the dream. He did the vision first, and then he came back and did the dream. The reason why there is separated is because the vision was for the promise of the spiritual purpose, and the dream, the vision is for the promise of the spiritual purpose, and the dream is for the vision of the promise of the seed in the flesh. That's why horror backed it up and backed it out. Okay, horror came in with a great darkness. Okay, that's because it's separating you from the vision in Genesis 15. From the vision was for the spirit, versus the dream is for the flesh. I told y'all he ain't coming for two. He coming for one out of the two. You see, he's coming for the vision. He's not coming for the flesh, which is the dream. Mm-mm. So this is why the heavy horror, great darkness is fall upon him in this dream, to tell him what? And he said in verse 13, unto Abraham, know of a surety that the seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. And listen to what it says, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them for 400 years. Now, the reason why he's telling him that is because this is the horror. This is the horror in which is in verse 12. They're going to be afflicted. They're going to serve them. And afflicted, let me tell y'all something. That's the same. You got to understand this coming from the spirit realm. It can consist of all kind of, from murdering, raping, beating, hanging, everything. You see? So you have to understand it identified, and horror of great darkness fell upon him. Okay? Because this is what is going to happen to the seed in the flesh. Okay? And then if you go on to verse 14, and he says, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge afterwards, and shall come out with great substance. Okay, now right there, he's letting him know that the nation, and also that nation, and it should have said that, and those nations. You see, those nations, because they were scattered on the four corners. But he said in 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. Now, it should have said nations if they were dispersed, the seeds on the four corners. But what they're explaining here is there is a particular nation, okay, that is going to be judged on the four corners as one. All the nations are going to be judged as one nation, because the judgment It's going to measure them as one nation in what they had done, and they shall and whom they shall serve. Okay, it says in 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve. So that means we was on the four corners, and he bringing it into one because they're gonna receive the judgment as one, not as okay, I'm gonna get you and not this nation, and you did the same thing. He's gonna deal with them as one, and after they shall come out with great substance, and after they shall come out with great substance. Now you have to understand what is the substance that they are going to come out with, and after that they shall come out with great substance. Now you have to make sure you understand what is this substance that they're going to come out with. You see what I'm saying? Materialistic things is not spiritual things. You see what I'm saying? So coming out with great substance is not saying that you're coming out in the spirit. You're coming out of that bondage on the four corners with great substance. You see? So the great substance, you have to understand, does not mean spiritual substance. It just means materialistic substance. Okay? Now, I want to get you to understand is it was divided. The vision was separate, and the dream is separate from the vision, and the vision is separate from the dream. You have to be able to understand that the way that the Most High is going to deal with those who have a people, a seed of Abraham in captivity, he's going to deal with them in a sense of telling this to Abraham in a dream. He's telling Abraham this in a dream. Is Abraham in his natural? Is he? No, he's in a dream. This is the way I tell you all, you cannot receive the things which are spiritual in your natural self. You got to see him in a spiritual realm. And he had to put him down to the point where his whole spirit was attentive and turned over, to receive what he gave him. He had to put him in the dream. Same thing with the vision. He had to put him in the vision to receive this. So that's going back to trying to explain to you all. When Abraham is seeking Yah, he has to seek him in the spirit. And the Yah will seek him back in the spirit. Whether it comes through visions and dreams, I'm going to touch back with you with one or the other. But I'm coming back to respond to any and everything through visions and dreams. Why? That's his route of coming in the spirit. Because when he come in the spirit, now your spirit and his spirit can commune. But if we're just in this natural, trying to proclaim all information in our natural, trying to teach this book in the natural, trying to minister the Bible and all these other books in the natural, you can't reach the word. You cannot reach the word of Yah in the natural. Well, what do you mean again, Deborah? Okay, let's go to Genesis 15 and verse 1. After these things, the word, there you go, Yah. The word of Yah, not the words. The word of Yah came into Abraham in a vision. And he told him to fear not. Why? Because I'm coming to you not in the natural, not in your brain where you naturally think and you function. I'm coming the spiritual route to you, Abraham. You see? Why Abraham fearing? Because he's not in the natural realm, he's in the spirit realm, a realm he know not of. So that's why the father had to make sure somebody like me understand. That's why he told him, fear not. The moment Abraham stepped out of the spirit realm, the dream, he went right in and did the opposite of what the vision explained to him. That's to show you there is a spiritual realm in which the Most High has called his to. Now, will we bypass that spiritual realm? Yes, because that's how our flesh is our enemy. It bypassed the things in which was given to us spirit. That's why the people can teach to you all their understanding. Is because they bypass the things that they might have been given. Because they feel it's important to teach you the natural versus that which is unseen. So what happened? When the word comes, it's coming in spirit. It's not coming to your nasty flesh. It's not coming that route. It's going to speak to you through the spirit, your inner spirit, or it's going to speak to you in the dreams and vision. He loves to speak in dreams and vision because the flesh is totally down. Flesh can't come into that realm when he's talking to you in dreams and vision. Because the flesh is your worst enemy. It's going to try to all the time overteach what the Father is trying to reveal. It don't want to teach what is righteous. It don't want to speak that which is righteous. Because the flesh will believe that they are the righteous. So let's get back to this something just done on me, to me, and I want to let me type this right quick, you guys. Okay. So what I'm saying is this. I just gave you all something that's what you call spirit and truth. Okay. One was Genesis 15, verse 1. Genesis 15, verse uh, 12 and 13. Those are spiritual. You see, only one can come into these words is the word. Only one can come into these words is the word. Why would the word come into these words? Because the word is the truth. These words can't teach you truth. You see? Because so many reprint powers that bees that has smeared it to use this book to control people. So the word comes because it is the beginning and the end. The word comes because it is all power. The word come is because it is the creator himself. He is the word. Okay? So, as you see here, like I said, you see in Genesis 15 the vision. The vision is representing the spiritual seed, and the dream is represent his fleshly seed. You see? So this is why I explained to you all there are two seeds. There is the spiritual seed and there is the fleshly seed. They're two. They're not the same. Though Abraham is going to have seeds that's going to represent Yah as he did, or even greater. You see what I'm saying? And Abraham's going to have seeds at a greater number that's not going to even seek Yah like Abraham. That's why I try to explain to y'all, when these men who are in, y'all don't understand the position of Satan that caused everything to get to the point of this entity being brought down to the earth and lose his habitation or his place, is all had to do with what? Two things: power and control. And this is what men today trying to conquer in the end days. If they can get everything back in order like it was in their definition of what it used to be, if we can get it back to there, we did it. In such a critical time as this, when people should be looking for seeking ye the kingdom first. 99 billion don't understand the kingdom is all spirit. So you can believe what you on this earth is already showing who you are or where you are written in the heaven. See, and I like that. So what I want to cover is, this is why the heavy, great darkness was upon him. And Abraham, he's telling him his seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. That is bouncing off. That's verse 13. It's bouncing off why a horror of a great darkness fell upon Abraham. The Father gave us the assurance today of understanding what he was saying to Abraham, our forefather. We missed it. How did we miss it, Deborah? Because this here also is what they call Torah. I believe, like I told y'all before, that this book is not the word. And because I can't say it is the word, is because the word is my teacher. And the way that the word teaches me is different than the words. The word takes me to the words and speak regarding the words. And in his speaking, he poured out. He bring in and he pours out, so that I would have the understanding first and foremost in the spirit before I have the understanding in the natural, in the flesh. So, also he's talking here about the seed. Now, what a lot of you all don't understand, the spiritual seed is going to catch the same level of wickedness as the natural seed, but they are in the seed, you see. And that's the part that you all forgot to separate, was the spiritual seed that is going to travel with the natural seed, and they're going to be the servants of the Most High God in the seed. The example pulls up with what they always talk about, the 5 books, Torah. It gives you the whole overall in Genesis, and then it backed it up in Deuteronomy, explaining the same thing. So somewhere along the line, ain't no somewhere, but the way I see the weapon, it's a weapon to me. It's a weapon. That which is spiritual is a weapon to that which is flesh, because it comes to cut the light on, like verses, you see, it comes to cut the light on that which is in the dark. That's the spiritual. That's the one he's saying, seek ye the kingdom first. You seek that first, and it'll lead you and add to you any and everything else you need to see, know, have, or do. But what the world and the world itself, we're not going to seek the kingdom first. We don't want to believe in what we cannot see. We don't want to hear what we cannot hear in our ears, in our natural. We don't want to think what we cannot think. We don't want to feel what we cannot feel based on what we can see and believe, read and believe. So they're not, I, as a prophetess, can't see them nowhere but where they were written and called from what? The spiritual place. Now, this is where the problem is at. When you go and you stay into the 5 books, it pretty much gives you an ugly look, a real ugly look of the seed of the flesh. That's what they won't teach you. But they will teach you Torah. And that's the part they cannot teach you. Why? For it is spirit and truth. Then what do you mean, Deborah? Seeking ye the kingdom of Yah? That's what spirit and truth is, you guys. That's where the light is. See, when you gain that, you can tell somebody something. You can talk to anybody. Let me give you an example. You know the young man that sweeping and going viral in the world today, Kate Williams? Do you see how the powers that be would allow that to be on all of our Negro pages to target us away from really what they are actually setting up from the floor? You see all the Negroes, and you see some melanated. I don't want to call them Negroes. I want not melanated. And you see all the heathens and Gentiles. You see they're directing the minds of the melanated people. They're very excellent at knowing how to get our focus off of the right to go to the left. Easily can they do that. That's because people will look at the right, okay, and marvel off of it and follow it to the left, to the right, to the left. But can they see the whole overall in the spirit? No, they can't. Let me give you a little clip of what I'm saying. When I see this guy named Kate Williams, I know y'all might not believe it. I never heard him a day in my life. I never knew he was a comedian. I never heard him. So I'm just showing you where I'm at. And I sat and I listened to what he said. He said something that blew my mind. He said, when I was a very, 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 very young child at 5 years old, I want to give y'all a little something, because I know y'all way out in the deep somewhere. He said, when I was 5 years old, I had a relationship with God. God would communicate with me. He would teach me things. He would show me things. So he credit his ability of what you call a lot of intelligence. And it's impossible for him to have gotten what he got without the creator. But what happens is, I believe that this young man had to have that type of experience, because it was the experience Sister Deborah have told you all over and over and over that I have had. So when I saw that and I heard it, and I allow him to justify and clarify and identify what you mean when you said God has been dealing with you since you was 5 years old. And then he began to tell you what Yah was saying to him. And at that moment, I said, okay, there go one of your ones, Father. Got off the path, but there he is. Why? Because his experience was like unto me at 4 years old. So I got onto that page, and I said, Kate Williams, is 1 million times speaking truth regarding a child knowing God. And all of a sudden, you see everybody. And I was like, wait a minute. They didn't even let me finish once I pumped it in. And I keyed my light. It was like blah, 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 on my page. I said, what's going on? People were liking and they were responding. They too. And this one man say that he was telling me, he said, I started younger than 5, even younger. See, that's what I'm saying to you all. You can make your Benny Hinn, TD Jakes, TBN, and all of these Joyce Meyer and all of you can make them your idol. You can say that all these people on YouTube is your idol. Oh, they know the truth. They got the y'all are lost without a cause. Because the ones you need to be listening to, you don't listen to. You don't have the truth. If it's not coming out those that have been sealed, appointed, and anointed, and they are those who have seeked the kingdom first. And the kingdom made sure they had everything they need. So as I continue to just listen to this young man that said, like I told you, I never heard him. And I listened to him and I said, wait a minute. The way he's swinging truth is off the chain. But the sad part is, baby, the world don't love you for no truth. So they're going to always love you for your lies. And this is what a lot of people trying to figure out. It went viral, baby. What went viral was that the little truth that he was taking, the world wasn't ready to receive. That's how far away from truth that the flesh of men really are. To where when truth is spoken, it goes viral in the way of the flesh, and they still miss what the man is saying in the spirit. So this is the part that I feel kind of saddened about this man, because he don't have nobody like Sister Deborah to tell him, 10 toes down, bro. Find your place. Find your lane that you were called as that 5-year-old. You need to get this time. Bro, get with the lane. It ain't time to clown with the clowns. Get out the circus. Pull up back in that same lane that was prepared for you at 5. Find it and get your butt in it and stay in it and get out of this worldly lane. It's impossible for this man to have adopted 7 kids. It's impossible to him to have raised them. Now they are adults. It's impossible for him to have, people have talk about how he give away money and give to the homeless and give. He's the number one famous black person, which they call black, but I don't call him black, melanated man that has ever given so much. Now, wait a minute. Where was he at then all this time? Only thing the world saw him to be is a comedy. Where is this man speaking? Y'all get me now. Now hear it in the spirit realm. How is this man coming out saying things that he's saying in such a day as this? It's because it's time for truth in the spirit to be recognized. Truth ain't coming to change that which was, that which is, and that which going to be. Truth is just taking its place as a time as this that he created evil and wicked. Guess what? He still is going to have truth on the top pole. You might have one truth here and a billion at the bottom. You might have a billion at the top and one truth at the bottom. It doesn't matter. As long as truth have entered the arena. So y'all can walk around here and think anything about those that the Father has called with a holy calling to speak spirit and truth in the light. Like I said, only one can go into these words and in Enoch and all these other books is somebody who is teaching spirit and truth. Somebody who have seek ye the kingdom first. So they know the spiritual route And they can teach you the spiritual route and the natural and in the proper order. We're in a time where ain't nobody looking for that. And I understand that. That's why he tells me, Deborah, stay in your lane. These people ain't looking for nothing truth. They ain't looking for nothing righteous. And see, when they don't look for the truth, they're not looking for righteous. So this man, if he don't find his lane, he's going to find himself leaving out of here in situations he never would have thought, because he poured up with a little truth. And because he don't know truth was brought to this day for you to find your way to the light. It's not brought up for them, but they're going to see you in the flesh. And you will never be the same. So, Kate Williams, get in your lane, bro. Get in the lane. I think I'll do a video after this one regarding that, telling him he needs to get in his lane. Get in your lane. It's not the lane. Don't get in this lane with these people in the way that you have lived life. Get out of it and stand for what you stood for that called you at the age of 5. Okay? So this is what got me to. As I come to the conclusion of many things, I realize that the spirit of the Creator is constantly teaching you the spiritual realm. That's what he's teaching me. He's not meaning to come to Sister Deborah in dreams and vision through the water, throughout a midnight hour while you're talking, while you're doing everything. He's not coming to you for your flesh. He's coming to you to instill the things in you in the spirit realm. Because that's the only way you're going to help people is in the spirit. You can't help these people in the natural. It's over. It's finished. They have already been assigned to the direction in which heaven has them wrote in and wrote out. So you are to come in this day and time, and you speak spirit and truth with the light in your right hand. Okay? So this is something I'm about to speak spirit and truth on. The Father was dealing with me yesterday, and let me read. On this thing about Judah. I speak a lot regarding Judah because Judah was the one of the other tribes would look at and marvel off of. Judah was supposed to have been the example for the whole house of Israel. Judah was supposed to have been the example. So if Judah is who Jacob said that he would be in the end days, then what does that tell you about the other 11 tribes? That they're not going to mount up to anything as well. You see? So I think spirit and truth have spoken. It's just the flesh of man is heavier than those that are speaking spirit and truth. Because the spirit and truth going to always find their way in the narrow gate. And because the broad gate is the way to what was assigned before the foundation of the world. Okay? And what I'm seeing is you can't teach this thing. You can't minister this thing. You can't precept it, line it, little here, little there. You can't tell these people that are born of the flesh nothing. They're going to teach the flesh. They're going to minister the flesh. They're going to preach the flesh. They're going to be on this devil platform talking about every issue of the world and everybody that's in the world. They're going to be covering all of that trash. And they'll never, ever, ever, ever said the Most High God bring you spirit and truth with the light in their right hand. Because that's not their assignment. Their assignment is to get as many people to go in the same direction that they know of, which is the broad gate. And in them, he was telling me about the strong delusion. And he was telling me that that's not something that was poured out onto the earth. No, when man did this and did this, and I'm going to pour out a strong delusion. He said heaven had already issued them the day of strong delusion upon them because heaven already knew who they were. So there are people that you all been following for years, has the strong delusion, and they are not coming out of it, but you're going in it. And the Father don't have no problem because you are, how would I say, predestined to go into the strong delusion with those that are in delusions, blind leading the blind. So let's get to where I'm trying to get to. So the Father was giving me Genesis chapter 15 and verse 24 reason. He said that they are out here over and over spilling something, and that I needed to bring some light, a little light to it. And the reason why the light has to be brought to it a little bit is because it's going to shine light on he that is and was detached to the strong delusion. That means they are to believe a lie than the truth. They think that their truth of their flesh is the truth, and they don't understand, baby, your flesh ain't never been truth. A lot of people need to, and I'm gonna be honest with you, you need to go on and hook up with a Christian church that's they're gonna line you up a little bit better than what you lined yourself up on this devil platform. That's the truth. Because of the fact that if you are already delusional and you are you come here as that, you're already lost with the cause without. So what the Christians has been, now I'm not speaking of all the Christians, but the majority of the Christians has been the shield for Satan's right hand with the Catholics. They got that way because of the power of the Catholics and how they drawn the Christians to be their shield. So they used the Christians. But even in the Christians, the Father still have brought many of them through the brands. These are the brands of the Most High Yah: righteous, belief, faith, fear, and hope. These brands is what a spirit come down here with, branded by the Most High Yah. Those that are grafted in are those that's coming in through belief and faith. You see, they're coming in through belief and faith. You get it? That's how they're coming in. They're being grafted in. See, the kingdom already got his kingdom prepared. You all are just clowning down here. And he's giving you that ability. He's opened up every door. He's cut on everything so you can just have a Wayne Dang doodle time. And this is why you see the chaos and the lawlessness and the wicked and evil. You're having a Wayne Dang doodle time. So what I'm saying is this. The Father is trying to say that don't be fooled, those that have seek ye the kingdom first. Know that you had a lane. Get your butt in it. Stay in it. And Yah will reveal to you who's on your left and who's on your right. But you got to stay in your lane and know that you have a lane and that he is in the front of you. It's he that's directing you, which is the Most High Yah. Okay? His spirit is directing you. It's no way you're not going to win running in the lane in which the Most High Yah has created for you. In spite of the trillions on the left and the billions on the right. Stay in the lane which is spiritual. That's the only reason why he says seek ye the kingdom first. Because people who seek the kingdom first, meaning they really want to know the will of the Father first. And after that, anything secondary, come on in. As long as they seek the kingdom first. A lot of them had seeked it at a very young age, and Yah stuck with them all this time because he knew heaven had already orchestrated them to be there. And he got them at a very young age. Okay? So what happens is he was allowing me to understand why is it that people are so lost with the cause and without is because that which is righteous, they are unrighteous. That which is just, they are unjust. That which is light, they are darkness. That which is evil, they are, I can't say good. I guess I can't say good if there's two good. So they are good. You see what I'm saying? So he's showing me that every side has its purpose on the earth. But by seeking ye the kingdom first, you know already which side you belong to. You don't have to get on here and join Sister Deborah's page and like and be on here every time she's on here. And even those, he was telling me something yesterday about those who came onto my page and they sailed out. He said that's just example that they wasn't for him. See, and they think, oh, this flesh is saying that. Oh no, baby. Hold up. Just wait a little while. Don't wait until you're sick now. Don't wait until you're on your deathbed. Just wait a little while. You're going to find out who's who and what's what and who you always been. Because right now, people thinking that they are holier than thou and they got it. But Yah always sends his light in the midst of darkness. And you are not his light if you have anything against what Sister Deborah says. You can't be his light. That's all I can say about that. But what he was sharing with me, because someone told me to just listen to that. I was listening to someone talk about what nationality is Yeshua. And the truth of the matter, they serving Yeshua a lie and wrong because they don't know his nationality. Okay? And because they believe that the nationality is a pale face, white man with long hair, and not a black man with blot and brass, I think legs, feet, or whatever. The Father told me, just check out how the lie, trying to teach a lie. First and foremost, we cannot teach that Yeshua came to the earth as a black man, because you see this here? What is this here? You're lying if you say he's black, because this is not black. The level of individual who say that people are black or they are black is people who still have not seen the light, and they still believe what the heathens has molded in their conscience, that one is black. So one that's saying that Yeshua is a black man or Jesus is a black man, the Father says it's not in no one's power or authority. Even me as a prophet is in the wilderness, a student of the Most High Yah, as a servant of the Most High Yah. I am not allowed to focus on the nationality of the Son of Man. I am to focus on the mission, the purpose, the will of the Son of Man. He said when people focus on the outer man, these are people of the flesh. They think that they can win over the spirit of people by teaching them what is on the outside versus what is on the inside. And what the Father is saying to me is, Deborah, when Yeshua came born of a woman, I had to send an angel down to represent the lamb. Okay? And according for him to come down, I had a plan already willed that he come down through this nation of people. That's why Bozak ended up having to come back in the scene to try to keep that spiritual bloodline lit up all the way down to the Messiah. They never saw the spiritual Son of Man. They only focused on the Son of Man in the flesh. He that only sees the Son of Man in the flesh is he that is only of the flesh, and they have a strong delusion so heavy on them. That's why they teach, preach, minister, precept, line, little here and little there regarding who Yeshua is based on his outer appearance and not who he was in the inner. He said that you know that heavens is a spirit. Everything that is in the heavens is like unto the Creator himself, a spirit. Okay? So therefore, if they think for 1 minute that the melanated or black is going to enter into the kingdom as a specialty of the outer man, then this is what is rooted by the power that bees in their mindset. He said they focus on the outer appearance of a man versus the inner. And he is so, now I ain't gonna say he is so right. He is righteous. When he's saying that to me, it made me feel that it's just over. Too many gone, Father. Too many. It's just too many. The whole world is gone. Because it lets you know that the whole beginning to the end was based on, to them, black or white. We know that there is nothing this color, and we know that there's not people this color, nor is there people this color. But they still swing that to try to justify that someone came out of a nation based on their nationality. So the Father say, when we look on the outer, then we don't understand the inner. And when you get on these platforms based on how many people follow you, you think you have the right and the authority to teach stupidity at your highest, because you're so used to teaching the people the way of the flesh that they can't comprehend the things of the spirit. I wouldn't dare get on this devil platform and teach about the Son of Man, Yeshua, without routing his spiritual route, letting it override his natural. Especially, I wouldn't be on here telling you he's a black man. I wouldn't be on here telling you he's a melanated man. I'll be on here as a spiritual being, servant of the Most High Yah, explaining his whole purpose of being here from the heaven level, from the heavens understanding, from the heavens mission, from the heavens purpose. And after I have completed his spiritual mission, then I bring you low as to let you know his nationality was melanated. But the Father say the minds are so reprobated to where they think you're supposed to color, you're supposed to characterize the outer appearance, who the Lamb came down here as, versus understanding his purpose, his mission. You see, they don't understand that. They understand he come down and he is really a melanated man and not so much as a white man or a black man. And see, they so ignorant even when they teaching. They just that deep in their ignorance and don't know it. That's why I say a lot of them say they came out of the church. You need to go back. You need to go back and learn something. Because the truth of the matter is, when you are born of the flesh, you teach the outer man how to understand the outer man. But when you are born of the spirit, you come to the people at full force from the inner man. I never could and never will and don't want to no more understand why didn't the people understand the mission of Yeshua, the purpose, the will. They didn't see it. 99.3. Never saw it. But they did see that he was melanated, as they call black, which is that's a lie right there. The first lie, he wasn't black. But you can't get them to see their error and the way they have been teaching and preaching. Well, let's think about how kind he was. Let's think about how his energy of how he did things and how he preached and how he taught and how the way he spoke about the Father, how he spoke about the Father, everything was geared to trying to get people to know that the Father this, the Father that, the Father this, the Father that, the Father here, the Father there, the Father power, the Father glory, the Father glory, the Father kindness, the whole Father will, the Father purpose. Non-stop did he speak on the unseen Yah. Why was he speaking of the unseen Yah? And how was he speaking of the unseen Yah? When he said The kingdom of heaven is at hand. He's letting you know the power on the throne is at hand reach. When did he come down? He came down with him. The Father's right hand came down with the word and the power with Yeshua. And this is why Yeshua is saying to us, you all, the kingdom of heaven is at hand reached. All the power of Yah is down here with me. Hand reach. The word, he didn't come down with just the power. He came down with the word, not the words. Not the words in the book, y'all, but the word. The same word that reside in the bosom of the Creator. He's letting you know. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Come down in the flesh of the Son of Man to work with me this mission. We missed it. We missed what the kingdom is. We missed what the gospel is. The gospel of the kingdom is his power and his word. We missed it. Because Yeshua was constantly trying to get us to see the Father in the spirit. And we insist on seeing what we wanted to see, even to today. We want to see people preaching about the whole world and everything the world is doing and how they doing it. They doing it, they doing it, they doing this, they doing it, and fail to understand the spiritual mission of the beginning to the end. People do not even interpret, can't comprehend the beginning to the end, and it's over. And they still don't know the beginning to the end. Because man decided with the strong delusion, which was given it, to teach this thing in the realm in which they thought that they were given something to do so. You wasn't given nothing because you never taught. You never taught. You never preach. You never teach spirit and truth. Because the only one can come into this King James Bible, King James 16, all these lost books and found books. None of those are anything outside of the words. Only one can come in it with power is the word. It comes in, speak on it, pull it straight out, and then bring it right back. Say how you like me now. You see, they don't understand that. 99 point trillion don't get it. And it's not meant for them to get it. It's over. It's finished. So what I'm learning is we keep trying, not we, come on down. You got a lane, so you can't include yourself. People keep trying to master his nationality. Why master the nationality and not the inner person of who he was? Because the inner person came down to teach us, to reveal things to us, to show us the power, to speak the word. Why couldn't we, how would I say it, teach and drill that into people? No, we got to drill. Oh, he's a black man. He's a black. You sound foolish of the foolish at the highest degree of a fool. What the Father was showing me was the years that was given until the seed in the land of their captives. They were to take those things that was brought to them in captivity. Seek ye the kingdom. Once we seek the kingdom, the things which are natural will be added unto us. But because we never learned that, you see, that's why I say a lot of them need to go back to the Christian church. Believe that or not, you can say what you want. Because there were spiritual power in the Christian church. A lot of them need to go back. You just don't need to go back to the Christian that is the shield of Satan. But by them being in the world anyway and teaching this thing in a worldly manner, they wouldn't know right from left. Because it's not built up on a nationality. I keep hearing from even the Spirit let me know, Deborah, the kingdom don't have white and black. Deborah, the kingdom don't have English or Hebrew. The kingdom is not what man has made it up to be, Deborah. You know that. I know it. But when I listen to people, I'm like saying, why are they doing this? Why they? And this is what he's saying. You know that. Just like that scholar. He got on there and I instantly knew what he was talking about. But I was trying to figure out, well, how do he know what I know? It's because you know what he knows. He knows what you know. Because the one that gave you it, he gave it to you in the spirit. The one that gave him, he gave it to him in the knowledge of the flesh. So you're going to have the fullness. He's going to be limited. You see? Because you got it from the horse's mouth. He got it where the horse spoke. And he went through what you can see. He knows that it's only one could build this or can do this is a creator himself. So even the scientists know that all this great fame and all this stuff, they know. A lot of them already admitted, oh, it's got to be something greater than this. So what he was explaining to me, people who go and try to mend in the minds of people, a lot of people don't. This is what I'm coming to the conclusion. There are a lot of males and females on this devil platform are teaching a level of hate. And this hate is coming from Genesis 3:15. He said you either the woman's seed, which is spiritual, or Satan's seed. I believe that there's more, without a doubt, I already know this. I know for a doubt that there's more Satan seed hiding behind the simple word, I'm a seed of Yah. And they're not. Because he said, Deborah, you will know them based on their fruit. So when someone called me and said, look at this video and listen to this person. So I'm listening, I'm saying, this person been on here for too long to be talking all this of male, black and white. You know, it's always mended in them to teach black and white and black and white. Let's go back to Genesis chapter 15. When the Spirit of the Most High visit Abraham in the dream. And he hath said that, watch this here, that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. Why would Sister Deborah come or be put in a land or be born in this land and in this land based on what Genesis 15:13 says? Why would I go to counteract that? Why would I go into Deuteronomy and try to make Deuteronomy the lie? Why would I try to make Genesis 15:12-3 a lie? Why is it so important to those who claiming to be awakened, claiming to be of the Most High Yah, but yet they teach us hate out of what they even reading? They're converting it into that which is hate, identifying their fruit in which they represent. Because when you go to your Genesis 15 and you go into verse 13, who is this stranger in a land that is not theirs? If this land is not yours, why is it important that those that control this land get under your order? They have to abide with what you say. What you say things are. What you say things should be. Why would he bring you to a land that is not your land for you to control it? Have y'all ever thought about that? Why would Sister Deborah be in a land in which the Father has already orchestrated her to be? And I can see he left tokens so I can understand. He's not sending me a land that's not mine so I can convince them who I am, what I am, and what their God should look like and shall be. Yah did not send the whole house of Israel and the tribe of Judah on the four corners to master the four corners. How? By trying to get the four corners to know who we serve, to know his name, to know the righteous name, to know the righteous nationality. That is of Satan. That's too much energy trying to convince people. And we're the stranger in the land, but we want the land to know the name. And we want the land to know the nationality. We want the land to know what race. And we even got the race wrong when we said black. But we still fight for black, black, black. And this is black. That shows you the mental state of Judah is gone. Because they still calling each other this. I don't look like this. So did he come like this? Tell the truth and shame the devil. So the Father is saying to me that this is where you know that there is a heavy level of mental disability among the tribe of Judah. He said they gone. They gone. He said this is why they can't see what's going on amongst their people. All this destruction and this wicked and evil and this murder and killing, this adultery and this raping and this destroying. They can't even see it. Even when the world have them on every website doing everything that's wicked and evil, revealing them, they still can't see themselves. That's deep, ain't it? But they want the four corners of the world to recognize the name in which we called our God, the name in which we call our Messiah, the Son of Man. They want the four corners to recognize that he is really melanated, but they ignorant, they calling him black. They want them to recognize that we are the people. How can you expect the four corners in which the Creator sent you to as a form of a curse to get on their knees and bow down to your God, your belief, your nationality, who you are, what you are, and your black God? Where will you find that in any history book that said that is what they will do in the land in which he sent you unto among the countries? If Abraham could, he would get up and tell you, y'all done lost your cock and picking mind. He's telling Abraham this under the horror of darkness in a dream. Here it is coming to pass. It has came to pass. We have lived the 400 years and still as blind can be. I will like to say to you, I think it's a horrible thing that we never saw the will, the purpose, the spiritual mission, and the order in which the Son of Man came. All tribe of Judah see is that he was black. Why not see how kind, how what he taught, the way he taught, the way he walked, the way he conducted himself. All of those things that he was revealing was for us to mimic him. All we can mimic, he's a black man. But what about his spiritual purpose, his spiritual ways, how he showed up and showed out, how he kept revealing the Father, how he kept talking about the Father, how he kept backing us up on the Father? Why can't we talk about that? Oh no, we got to only talk about, he black. We want to talk about an outer of who he is, not knowing who he is. That's why a lot of you all are going to be shocked. because he's not coming like a black man in the sky. He's going to have to match up with those who's coming with him, and they're going to have to match up with him. And you best bet they are not coming down here dealing with the race of a color to determine who he is, as if he's coming down because you a Negro or because you melanated, because you call yourself black. He's coming down looking like you because he came out of you. There's a reason why he came out of you and you missed it. Yeshua came out of the tribe of Judah for a reason. And the tribe of Judah missed it. When did they miss it? Genesis 49, when Jacob said that Judah was never going to wake up until the Son of Man come. That letting you know, Judah men, they lied all these years, thousands of years. They ain't never mounted up to what they should have been. And here we are in the midnight of wicked and evil. And they're doing even worse than their forefathers. But yet they say, we're getting out of here to go to the promised land. They don't understand. You have to understand the promised land in the spirit. The promised land is not coming to you in the flesh. It's coming to give you and to get you out of here in the spirit. Then one wonder, well, what do you mean by that, Deborah? That's why no one knows how they're going out. They really don't. Which directions, which is the way. How you going to get from where you at in the four corners to the promised land. And the promised land is not the land that you want to force people to believe that it is. Because he didn't want us to focus on the things in which we see and believe, the things in which we read and believe, the things in which we hear in our natural. Because all of that in which you see in these books, hear out of the mouth of man, you believe in it in your flesh. What do you have in your spirit that'll lead you with the light of out of here? That's why I know that it is a spiritual Israel and a spiritual Judah that's coming out. This is Israel and Judah. It's a spiritual one that's coming out to go to the promised land. Because you all have totally missed the whole overall, because you chose the flesh of man's and women teaching, and never seek ye the kingdom to find out, where do I stand with you and where do you stand with me, Father? No one ever challenged the fact that, wait a minute, this between you and the Most High Yah. This ain't got nothing to do with your daughters, your sons, your husband, your wife, but that's just how they want you to teach it. They want you to understand women are not to be anything outside of under the feet of a man. What is that? Flesh. What would a spiritual woman look like, be like, and live like under the flesh of a man? What would a spiritual woman come to the earth to be up under a flesh feet of a man? This is the order they are trying to go back to. And in the process of them going back to it, the Father is going to allow them to be paid for the penalty. Because I'm going to give you a special kick to it. The Father says, now, what does it look like for me to give every male and female coming to the world a spirit, an image of me and my breath, for one person's spirit and their breath to control another? See, y'all don't get it. If I'm going to judge woman, how can I judge her when I've given her whole life, her whole living, and the breath of life and the image I have instilled in her to the flesh of a man? What does that look like? See, this is why I was telling y'all. It's if you seek ye the kingdom first. Women and men that have not seek the kingdom of the Most High first, they would never, ever, 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 ever never reach the destiny of understanding what I just said. Because the Father say, Deborah, but what sense does it make? If everybody going to be judged for their own works and their own sin and their own doing, how and why would I give the woman's works, her doing, and her spirit that I gave her, and the breath that I gave her? Why would I turn that over to the flesh of a man and then judge her at the kingdom? Judas gone, y'all. Judas gone. Just think of that now. Here go two. The man is the husband. The woman is the wife. He has been given the breath of life and a what? An image of Yah, which is a spirit. She has been given the breath of life and the image of Yah as a spirit. Both of them have done things in life. But they're going to be judged not as one, but as two, separate, based on their own doing. So when the man come before Yah, he's going to judge the man based on his doing. He's not going to look at the man and say, did she submit to you? Were you the ruler, the king, and the leader? He's going to say, I already have your works. Get on out of here. You see? He's going to look at the woman when she comes and stand before him. She's going to automatically have to follow where he went. Why? Because in the flesh, she followed his flesh. You did everything what he told you in his flesh. If he was a man that was sent out of Yah's own heart, he would not have controlled you when he knew you were going to have to stand before the judgment seat like he would. He would be more geared to you seeking ye the kingdom like he should seek the kingdom, so you all can come into one understanding seeking the kingdom. Instead, they have created it in your subconscious mind, in your heart, and in your wickedness of its darkness that man has to get her unsubmissive so he can be living his flesh desire out on the earth. But then when it's all said and done, come the judgment, you're going to stand separate. And you, woman, you think that the Father going to bring you to the judgment seat? Was you submitted under his foot? Did you do everything your fleshly husband tell you? Did you say everything he said say? Did you act the way he acted? Did you submit to him? Was you under subjection to him? Did you let him rule? Okay, tell you what, she go where you go and follow the same order that your husband is going in. Because it was supposed to be you seeking the Most High Yah. Everything that you do in the flesh is in the flesh. But when it come down to serving the Spirit, you better seek ye the Spirit, the kingdom first. Because if not, you're going exactly where he is going. The way the Father see Pastor Dow, and I'm telling you, it is ugly. Every woman that laid with him and geared up under his teaching, all of you following right where he's at. So know that your mission has already been assigned to you because you followed your idol God. You never seek ye the kingdom first. Because you know why they don't want to seek the kingdom first? Because the kingdom knows the way. The kingdom holds the word and not a book. Words. The kingdom holds the power. And I mean all of it. So they don't want the power where the kingdom. They don't want the word that created all things by speaking it. You see? They don't want the way nor the spirit of he that created all things. They don't want none of that. They want to follow behind a man because he's offering them the materialistic things on the earth. And no, just like that one woman with Peter and them, she followed her husband's ways. And what? They died right there, right behind them. The same way the Father wants me to inform you. You too shall fall right with your husband. Since you want to live that worldly way, your husband is not seeking ye Yah first. And you're not seeking ye Yah first. Because if you were, both of y'all be seeking Yah first. And now you know how to both stand into the spiritual realm of understanding all things. But if you can't understand all things, it's because you ain't seeked ye the kingdom first. And that's why people saying today, well, I don't know what my calling is. I don't know what my purpose. I don't know what he want me to do, because you ain't assigned to anything, because you're not anybody. Because you have traded the ways of the world, and that means your personal opinion, your personal feelings, your personal doing, your personal interpretation, your personal wisdom, your personal knowledge, and your personal understanding. You said, my emotions and feelings is caught up in all of mine. I don't have time to seek ye that which I cannot see. I don't have time to seek ye that which I don't understand. I don't have time to seek the kingdom and its power and its glory. I got to seek my way while I'm on the earth. You're right, because your way hath already been seeked before the foundation of the world. He already has assigned you to the book or the books, along with your works. That's why Sister Deborah tell y'all all this clowning. So I'm going to do a video on Kate Williams. I think that's his name, Kate Williams. Because I want to send a message out into the air regarding something he said. But I say unto you, 400 years, they didn't have it right then. They don't have it right now. The Father said to me, he said, Deborah, in Ezekiel, you see what I said? How I came in when Ezekiel, and I started speaking, and Ezekiel said, and the word of Yah said. See, Ezekiel, that's what Ezekiel said, because this is showing you that now the kingdom is speaking. See, y'all don't even know when the kingdom is speaking and when the flesh is speaking. Because you never seek ye the kingdom first. You seek the understanding and the words of the flesh of men and women. And you took it as the word. And it is not the word. And the scientist and this man with all these degrees, he travels all over the world. He speaks all over the world. And I'm talking about all kind of foreign countries. And he's sitting here saying that the Bible has been so smeared so bad. And I try to tell y'all that. But I will not tell you not to read it. I will not tell you not to study it. But I will say, seek ye the kingdom first. And let him pull up in here with the word. Because the word can bust this here book in and out. It can go in here, dive into this book, and dive right out. And then you got it nailed, the full understanding. But without seeking ye the kingdom first, which is the things we cannot see but yet believe. And we want to go into these books and think these people on this devil platform is teaching. They teaching us a lot of hate and evil and wicked. I noticed something that I thought was strange. I said, well, why is it all across the media, they showing us doing these things in which we are doing? Going up against each other, all this darkness coming out. This is the will of the Father. This is his right hand power coming and pulling out. And we so ignorant, we think, hey, they said this, they doing it. Because we bought clown tickets to the circus. And we really, really, really think we're doing something. We think we in there. Because we bought a lot of clown tickets to clown with the world. But you are not that you clowning with the world. You are of the world. Okay? So the whole ideal of him saying that you really need to be very cautious dealing with people who trying to make you focus on a black Jesus and get you to focus on white and black, because you have to understand what he said to Abraham way thousands of years ago. I'm going to deal with those who have taken the seed, and I'm going to judge them. When you understand that, is when you have seek ye the kingdom. When you have seek ye the kingdom first, you understand exactly what he's saying. To where you don't waste your energy and your strength and your teaching and preaching on that which Yah has already destroyed. But if he called you to work like he called me as a prophetess in the tribe of Judah, I have to stay within Judah. That's what my lane was created for. You see what I'm saying? So I have to point Judah out. I have to tell Judah, okay, Judah, look, over here, you've been here 400 and some odd years, past 402 or 3 years. Wait a minute, what have you come to the understanding of in spirit and in truth? Nothing. I said, now, wait a minute, Judah, do you understand anything in there? If you say you're awakened, you first thing you run to is Deuteronomy 28. What is the end game of Deuteronomy 28? They can't tell you. You know why? They don't want to come up in there. Why? Because they flesh. See, but when you seek ye the kingdom of Yah, Yah pull you up in Deuteronomy 28, and he'll show you up and he'll show you out. How is he going to do that, Deborah? He's going to come in. When he pull up in Deuteronomy 28, when the Most High Yah pull up in the spirit with you in Deuteronomy 28, he coming with the word. How about that? That's what he coming with. He ain't playing with you in the flesh. He pulling up with that word. To do what? To crack the words out of the ballpark. That's why you have so many different denominations, because they own the words and not with the word. See, the word going to pull up in spirit and in truth. And when it pull up, it's going to pull up with a light in the right hand. And you all ain't doing nothing but pulling up in your flesh in the words. And that's why they running around here chasing a lot of books. You got this one black guy who used to be on YouTube. He's chasing all these books. And I said to myself, how can a melanated, intelligent man go chasing all these books to counteract the Bible, black, white, good, bad? You counteracting everything. Where is spirit and truth in you, bro? How about that? How about that? Have you seek ye the kingdom first before you went out here searching all these books? That's where they get you all. They get you all through all these books. They get you through all these things that they can show you on YouTube and news articles and show you all kind of things. That's how they win you all over. With what? The world. They win you over with the technology and the information that the world has to offer you. Pull up in spirit and truth. You can. Only one can pull up with spirit and truth is those who have seeked the kingdom first. And the kingdom saw fit that he send them down as his servant. Because they ain't pulling up in their flesh. They pulling up in the power of who he is. In the spirit. The power of understanding. The power of wisdom. You see? And the power of his glory. And the power of his might. So, you all can dance around if he black or is he white. But let me tell you what's right. All of you wrong. Because he never told you to focus on if the Messiah or the Son of Man is white or black. He never told y'all. He was thinking that he that has seek ye the kingdom will already know that you got to follow his kingdom mission. What did he do in the kingdom? What was his purpose in the kingdom? What was his will in the kingdom? What is his calling in the kingdom? Oh, nobody want to pull up with that. They want to pull up if he's black or white. If his name is Jesus or if his name is Yeshua. How are you going to be in a strange land that is said over and over and over and over, trying to tell these people, trying to tell your people a lie, as if you're going to make them understand that he was black. And that's a lie. But you're going to make them understand that his name is Yeshua and not Jesus. They have every right to see a pale white man as their Jesus. because you're in their land. They are not in yours. How about that? Let me say that again so you can kind of get it in your flesh, because it's too hard to handle in the spirit. So let me give it to you in your flesh. How dare you try to teach the mass of those that's on your devil platform that it's important to try to drill into these heathens and Gentiles that he is black and not white. He is Yeshua and not Jesus. How are you going to do that? How can you dare have the audacity to lead the little flock that you got, teaching them that trash? You are out of order of anything righteous. Because you can't go to their land, not to their land, it's land that they stole and they got. But you can't come over here as a stranger in a land that is not yours and tell them that he was black and not white. And tell them that his name is Yeshua and not Jesus. Let me show you how Deuteronomy 28 said they gone. They are destroyed, Deborah. Why are they destroyed? I'm going to end this right now. Let me show you how destroyed Judah is, men and women. When you get to when you get to Ezekiel 36, when you get to Ezekiel 36, this is where you know that they cuckoo clocked. And there's a strong delusion on them. It's when they trying to teach you that he's black and not white. And when they trying to teach you that his name is Yeshua and not Jesus. You got your rat behind in a land that is not yours. When you had your own land and you didn't have no respect for who he was as Yeshua. In your own land, you did not worship him. Ezekiel 36. Let's go there. This is where you know Judah is cuckoo clocked. He's gone. Watch this here. Ezekiel 36, verse 17. Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelled in their own land, they defiled it. See, the Yah wants me to tell y'all, you all are so ignorant and don't have no spiritual feeling, no seeking ye the kingdom to understand that he had fulfilled Abraham's promise. He gave y'all the promised land. Joshua took you there. But this is what you did on it. The Son of Man, when the house of Israel dwelled in their own land, they defiled it by their own way and by their own doing. Why is it, Father, this book is trying to say own land and own way? The house of Israel dwelled in their own land. They defiled it by their own way and their own doing. Where was the heathens and Gentiles then? In your promised land that Yah promised Abraham. Now watch this here. Ways was before me as an uncleanness of a removed woman. Verse 18. Wherefore I poured my fierce upon them for the blood they had shed upon the land. See, you all are in this here country that is not your land, hooping and hollering about what the Gentiles and the heathens are doing to you all. And you're doing the same trash you was doing when you was in the promised land, which was holy. The richest land on the face of the earth, he gave it to you. And this is how you conduct yourself. But now you over in a land that don't belong to you, trying to force these people to call Yeshua instead of Jesus. Trying to say he was black instead of white. You gone, Judith. You cuckoo. And I'm the prophetess from the wilderness, called, appointed, and anointed by the Most High Yah to tell y'all cuckoo clocked all around. Not just part, all around. Now watch this here. And then in Ezekiel 36 and verse 18, wherefore I poured my fears upon them for the blood that they had shed upon the land. Watch this here. There you go, killing each other on the land. And for their idols. Look at you worshiping all kind of God and worshiping each other. That's really what idol is now. People worshiping these men and these women on these devil platforms, and they never saw it coming. Because they thinking these people are worshiping them and all this good and dandy. Or I'm like a pastor and I'm like a deacon. I'm like a priest. I'm just teaching the word of God. No, baby, you are an idol trying to be the word of God, and you are not. Because you never seek ye the kingdom first and foremost. And to seek ye the kingdom first, you wouldn't be down here clowning with all these tickets to the circus. No, sir, no, ma'am. So what has happened? He said they shed blood, Deborah, and they shed it upon the land. What land was that, Father? Y'all, Deborah, that was the promised land. Flowing with milk and honey. Richest land on the face of the earth. They had it. But now you over here in a land that's not yours, cutting up by telling people he black. Your Messiah is black and not white. His name is Yeshua and not Jesus. You don't have the right nor the authority. Because the Father in the heavens of the kingdom didn't give you that right to teach that nor to preach it. Because you are out of order. You had your land to teach and preach and worship him in the nationality that he was and in the name that he had, but you didn't do it. You had your idol gods. Go to verse 18, Ezekiel 36 and 18. For their idol gods wherewith they had polluted. This is all what you did on the land of promise. And it was holy. But you didn't care. But you over in the land of your captives, trying to force and insist on them respecting you when you could respect your own self on your own land. What kind of rats behind is that? And you over here in the land of another, telling them your Messiah is black. He ain't black. Never was black. There's no such thing as a human being black. And furthermore, he ain't their Yeshua. Their Jesus is Jesus. Yours is Yeshua. Why didn't you worship him in your promised land? But you over in someone else's land trying to force them to receive you in a way that puts you up high. Because you want to talk and put them down low. Where is it? Can it be found that you're going to come into a place where you're going to rule who's who and what's what? You're going to say the name. You're going to be righteous. You're going to be upright. He said you're going to be the opposite. But matter of fact, tell them, Deborah, they're going to be worse than their forefathers. And you over in this land, Judah, with your hand in the neck of your enemy. Jacob sure said it before he died. Judah, you're going to have your hand in the neck. And that's what you hear on this devil platform. Negroes. I can't say Negroes. Melanated men and women got your hand in the neck of your enemy, trying to justify, clarify, and identify something. Sit your tails down. Only thing that's left is the kingdom. These people on this devil platform don't understand. That's the only thing's left to seek. It's the kingdom of Yah. All this other mess ain't about nothing. Always teaching these people something out of their own emotions, their own personal opinion, their own wisdom, their own knowledge, their own understanding. Stand that mess down. Ain't nothing greater than the kingdom of the Most High Yah. Because everything that came down come from up. Like it is in the heaven, so shall it be on the earth. Stand down. I didn't even know but I got to complete this here. And what else do I see here? I also see where he's telling us, you had your own land that I promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You polluted it. You killed each other. You idol each other. And then he says, verse 19, and I scattered them among the heathens. Who did that? The Most High Creator scattered your butt among these people. And they were dispensed throughout the country according to their way and according to their doing. I judged them, Deborah. What part of that you don't grip? You want these people to be so bad. Yah is going to punish and judge them according to where he got in heaven set for. He didn't call you to be the teacher of their judgment. When they are where they should be, where they're going to be, and where they're going to continue to be until this is over. Even though it is finished, it's still not over. Finish means heaven's done seen it through. Over me, you're going to walk that wheel out. So he says here in verse 20, Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 20, and when they enter into the heathens, so when you brought your tail among the heathens, whether they went and they profaned my holy name. You see that, Judah? And you're running around here trying to force these Gentiles and heathens to see you the way you want them to see you. And y'all said the kingdom didn't prepare that for you. Why are you trying to prepare something down on the earth when the heavens didn't prepare it for you from the heaven? This is the sick people on this YouTube. They have trained these people to believe it's the way they say it, they think it, they feel it, they can teach it. You can wrap around every word in this book, but you can't outbeat the word, because the word is coming to knock the words out of the ballpark. That means knock it out of your sense of even understanding in flesh. Sister Deborah going to take you right back to the spirit realm. So here in Ezekiel 36 and verse 20, and when they enter into the heathens, whether they went, they profaned my holy name. You were profaning his name in the promised land after he gave you everything. The richest land. Do you think this country is the richest land? No. What he gave you was the richest land. You didn't know how to act there. The same wicked and evil you see these melanated people doing in the United States and all over the world is what they done in their own promised land. They did the same thing. So it ain't nothing new that you doing. But the truth of the matter, when he orchestrated you to be here, the first thing you should have seen how you were done and cry out to something greater than those that were doing things to you. You didn't do it. You still today. He black. He not white. He's Yeshua. He's not Jesus. How you gonna come to another land and tell them who they God is? Who they God look like? That's what he said. He said, Deborah, that's why there's an end game to Deuteronomy 28. And every end game from verse 16 all the way to the end shows you that I'm destroying them. Y'all are destroyed. Judah, the house of Israel, especially Judah, you gone. Now, what does that mean? The one that's not gone is the one that's in Judah. This here Judah is gone. He's going to bring heathens out of Judah, and they are going. They are already sealed to get up out of here. But Judah and the house of Israel, y'all going to remain in the land of Babylon. You ain't going out. You can teach and preach all you want. You never seek ye the kingdom first. So he said, when you was in your holy land, you profane his name. When they said to them, these are the people of Yah, and are gone forth out of his land. And what you do? You profane his name. You disrespected him. You dishonored him right before the heathens. And that's what you're doing today. You're trying to convince the heathens that he's black. Why haven't you convinced your people of the great will and the purpose and the mission that he completed in showing us all ways that is righteous? Why ain't we tackling that Yeshua was righteous he did this, he did this, he did this. Oh no, he black. His name is Yeshua. They attacking everything on the outer and have forsaken his whole purpose that was in him, that was sunk down here. They missed it. I never heard the tribe of Judah, not a man nor a woman, get on here and teach the will, the purpose, the power in everything the Son of Man came to do to the people. They're not going to teach it. They got to keep up so close with the world and the way the world does things. When the world pull up, when this person said this, oh, they jump on it and they got something to say. You see, the Father see them. And they think they really think they didn't pull the wool over his head. No, baby, he got you written already where you gonna head. And if you think that your teaching has supported the people on the earth, let me tell you, no, it has not. Because you never taught the people spirit and truth, nor did it give them the light to see in the midst of all this chaos. And that's why they still see in chaos. Because they can't see the light, because you never taught them it. So Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of it. And I will say, go over this a couple of times to get it. It is over. Shalom.